Okay, 7.6, it's the last video for notes. You have seen this when it comes to log. Now you're looking at it in terms of ln, which means natural log. Same rules apply, okay? Same thing that we're talking about when I said, hey, multiplication goes together, or multiplication and addition go hand in hand, division and subtraction go hand in hand, okay? So something to keep in mind. So if you read up here, you have a logarithmic function with the base e, okay? So then you have your natural log function, y equals ln x. And if you graph that, you're going to be able to tell the difference between ln of x and log of x. So the inverse here from here to here is e to the power of x. Okay, so these rules apply. Now, I have no idea what this is, so let's fill that in. It's supposed to be multiplication. Okay, so I don't know if, oops, I did not mean to do that. It should be p times ln of m. Okay, so p, go ahead and put that in there, p times ln of m. Okay. Change of base formula, still the exact same. You've seen that. We've talked so much about graphing, and I told you, hey, just pick a couple points or pick a couple x's, put them on there, and then get your output. So e to the power of 1, e negative 1, 0, negative 2, 2, all of those are going to be very helpful. So let's say we pick our x's. We want... I'm going to make a table up here, x, y, because they want you to use the definition of your log to write the exponential equation as a logarithmic equation. So what does that mean? We have y equaling e to the power of x, and then over here, if we write it in terms of log, we have log, this is e, right? This guy, y, equals x. Okay, so what log e is, that means it's ln. So you have ln of y equals x. So let's pick our x's. Let's over here, it's going to be 0, 1, and 2. If you graph on Desmos, you're going to notice that you don't have a negative x, like it doesn't exist. If you typed it into the calculator, you would see that too. So that's why I created 0, 1, and 2. Plug those into here. You get 1, you get 2.7, and then you're going to get 7.4. Okay, now because we're looking the inverse, we get to switch our x and our y. So right here, we're going to call these guys, if we wrote them out, this is 1, this is 2.7, and 7.4. We pick these as our x, and what we're going to get y is this outcome here. So 0, 1, and 2. So using this equation and comparing it to this equation, that's how we know they're inverses of each other. Okay, so e to the power of x looks like this. Okay, this is y equals e to the power of x, and then here this is log, or ln, I'm sorry. See, I'm always doing that. ln of y, or ln of x equals y. Okay, so that's the difference between the two. They are inverses of each other. Okay, so we want to simplify the expression here. We have ln e to the power of 8. What this means is, and once some of these, you just type in on your calculator and you're going to get your answer. I'm good with that. It's totally up to you. E to the power of x equals e to the power of 8. if you have the same base, then this equals this. So x equals 8. Okay, again, if you don't want to mess with all that, type it in on your calculator. I promise it's going to work. Same thing here. E to the power of x equals e to the power of 3. So we're just focusing on the top up here. Then x equals 3, but we're not done. 3 over 6 equals 1/2. Again, calculator work. It's totally fine. Okay, let's look at B and D. Addition is multiplication. Subtraction is division. If a number's out in front, you have to raise it to the power. So let's do that first. Let's get rid of the numbers out in front. Okay, now I just told you subtraction is division. So it's this over this. So ln x to the power of 3 over 2x, close your parenthesis, to the power of -2. And you're done. No, I lied. See, you have to simplify. Gosh darn it. So this is 2 to the power of 2, which is 4 x to the power, or x times, or 2 times 1 is 2. Hopefully you remember how to do this. 3 minus 2, you're left with an x on top. Right, so I'm going to come over on the other side. You're left with an x on top and a 4 on bottom. So ln of x plus 4. Okay, we're going to do the bottom one too, just so you can see another example. We notice we have numbers out in front, so that's going to become our power. We have addition and addition, so that means we're going to have multiplication, right? So ln e to the power of 3 plus ln x to the power of 2 plus ln y to the power of 1. There's an understood 1. Now, addition I said is multiplication, so you're just going to take these guys right here and multiply them together. So your final answer is ln e to the power of 3 x squared y. I'm okay with you leaving e to the power of 3 alone, even though that's a number. Leave it like that and you're done. Okay, let's look. So we're going to continue to solve logarithmics or natural logs still. So here we have ln of 3x plus 5, and you raise it to the power of 2. I want to do both of these actually, so let's start over at A. ln of x, okay, so it's e to the power of x equals, or e to the power of 2. E to the power of 2 equals x. You can type that in and get an answer. Okay, it's just like what we did with the log, rearranging it, but your base for ln is always e. Okay, here your base is e to the power of 4 equals this ugly stuff. Okay, so we have 3x plus x plus 5, raise it to the power of 2, and then I want to see if my way is going to work. Let's factor this out. 3x plus 5, 3x plus 5, factor, right? This is 9x squared. 15x plus 15x is 30x. And then plus 25 equals e to the power of 4. Ooh, we don't want to do it that way. And the reason why is once you take this, because this is a number, and you move it over and you try to 25 subtracted from this, you're going to get really ugly decimal and you're not going to be able to factor. So therefore you would have to use the quadratic formula, and that just looks really messy. Okay, so if you thought that way, that's okay. I did at first. I figured it might be easier, but it's definitely not. Give myself more room here. We're going to have, let's get rid of this power here. Okay, so pull it out in front. Now, we're going to divide by 2. Why are we doing that? Well, to rewrite this problem, we know that 2, the power can go out in front. It's still a true statement, okay? But to get ln by itself, we want to get rid of this 2, so 4 divided by 2 is 2, okay? So we have ln of 3x plus 5 equals 2. Well, your base is e, so this becomes e to the power of 2 equals 3x plus 5. And then you'd continue to solve, subtract 5 on both sides. E squared minus 5 equals 3x. And then how do we get x by itself? Divide by 3. Type all of this in on your calculator and you're going to get your answer. Okay. We are going to do C. So I have an addition sign. I want to write it in terms of 1 ln. All right. So how do I go about doing that? Well, it's called multiplication. It becomes ln of 6x equals 2. So I've simplified it down the best that to my ability. So we want to rewrite it. 6. Type this in on your calculator and you're going to get an answer. I say an exact answer, but you're going to get an answer. Okay, so we want to solve each equation. Check your answers. So that's important too, because sometimes we have the extraneous solutions. Maybe you remember that. So here we know we need to subtract 3 on both sides. So 25 minus 3 is 22. Okay, and then I have 2e to the power of negative x. I have to get rid of this 2, so I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. Now I have to rewrite this, so this becomes ln of 11 equals negative x. How do I get x by itself? Well, you have to divide by a negative, right? So divide by negative 1 on both sides. And then you're going to type this in, negative ln of x, get your answer. Here, we want to get rid of our exponent. Well, yeah, we can. So let's do ln of x minus 2 equals ln of x minus 2. Or that should be 12. Oh, see, people are talking in the background and it's, there we go. So now we have ln, I forgot my e. ln e, there we go, to the power of x minus 2 equals ln. These guys cancel, and you're left with x minus 2 equaling ln of 12. Add 2, add 2. So ln of 12, and then plus 2. Do not combine. This is in parentheses. ln of 12 plus 2. Okay? Because you're not going to get the same answer if you do ln of 12 plus 2, which would be 14. No, do not do that. So that's very important. Let's look at the last one. We need to subtract 5. We get e3 to the power of x equals 10. Okay, so we want to rewrite this. If I multiply by ln on both sides, this e cancels and I'm left with 3x over here and then ln of 10 here. How do I get x by itself? Hopefully you're saying divide, and that is true. Okay, so I'm out of time. I'll have to start a part 2.